sticky situation, sticky situation. Hello, everyone. It is me. I am Tyra, aka Sticky, and it is a sticky situation. How is everybody doing? I hope everyone is doing great. First, let me say, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I haven't gotten a consistent schedule, but you should still hit the subscribe button because I feel like I share some pretty good gems out there, life gems, as far as reviews and just my sticky thoughts, which is what this one is. I got a little phone dashboard thingy to record video, so I'm no longer holding the phone while I am driving when these thoughts hit me, because it always hits me when I'm in the car, especially if I'm by myself without the kids, and I can have clear thoughts without any interruptions. It is awesome. But the reason why I'm coming through, besides just coming to say hello, is I just left the hospital for my first mammogram, and it was easy experience, but I didn't think that going in, and it got me to thinking about childhood and the things, and especially mothers, and I don't know if they're trying to, or parents in general, but generally the mothers, you know, because we're the nurturers, blah, 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 all of that. But especially mothers when it comes to our daughters. And I can only speak from my experience with my mother, in that she instilled a lot of fear in me of things. Fear of things. And I don't know if she meant to do that, if she thought she was trying to save me from something, or it was just her own fears being projected onto her daughters or her children. One of the first fears that I know that she projected on me was towards men or males, and it has what's the word I'm looking for? Painted or clouded my relationships with men and my own sexuality in dealing with men. My mother, from the time I can remember, was adamant that men are gross, they're nasty, all they want is one thing from you, and that was drilled in my head. It was like, men touching you, anything, it is not good. Sex is bad. Sex is very, very bad. There's no pleasure in it, and when I tell you, it has tainted my intimacy issues. It has tainted my intimacy issues, as far as being able to get the ideal of that it's nasty out of my head. Another thing it was that she made me fearful of or not enjoy was my monthly cycle. It was nasty. It was gross. It was something to be ashamed of as a woman. It was a curse. Things of that nature that made me, now my period wasn't enjoyable, don't get me wrong. That it was not, because I had cramps and all of that stuff. It's not fun, but she made me very fearful of it and speaking of it instead of just explaining what it was and the purpose of it, so I could have children. And it is a way that the body releases, and it is a blessing in being able to have menstruation, the whole cycle, and what goes into that. But once again, I think from her generation, maybe that wasn't something that was spoken in that way, you know, and it was just passed down onto her. But the reason why this thought came into my head, and these fears that we put into our children, is going into this mammogram. When my mother got her mammogram, she talked about how much it hurt, and this and this and this and that. And of course, I know that technology is so much more advanced, you know, because my mother, when she passed, she was 69. So, I mean, I'm sure the last mammogram she had to get was some time ago, and she did have some benign tumors that she had to get removed, you know, I remember that. But nonetheless, it was this fear this whole time, like whenever the doctor, when I would go for my, yearly visits and checkups. And they would, you know, I started approaching my 40s, and they're like, have you had it? I'm like, no. And a part of me was like, and I don't want to, you know, because all of this that I had heard about how awful it was. But come to find out, my experiences in all of these areas have not been bad at all. So I implore all parents, and especially us mothers, and especially us black mommies, black and brown mommies, because we have higher rates of these types of diseases and things, to where in these fears of doctors, which is rightfully so, the Tuskegee experiment is real, but we have to be our own advocates and our own doctors, and not let these fears stop us from going to doctors and getting those tests done and getting our yearly checkups, our pap smears, our mammograms, you know, keeping our blood pressures in check, diabetes, all those things that are prevalent in our communities. We have to be like militant about it and not instill these fears into our children. And, you know, stopping a lot of the things earlier by the things that we eat and things of that nature, and getting exercise, sleep, stress, that mind, because it starts in the mind. I believe disease starts in the mind, and fear is a disease, and it will infest and manifest itself in your body in various ways. I am a firm believer that scripture speaks on it. And so you have to be mindful. So it does start there. And the words that we speak, and the thoughts that we think, and those things that we are projecting out onto others, into innocent minds such as children, and we want to be mindful of those things. So have those talks with your kids. Have your kids, their checkups, keeping their weight and things like that, and the things that we're putting into their minds and into their bodies, as far as their nourishment, keeping those things in check. It is so important to my black and brown brothers and sisters, and anybody else, but I'm speaking to people that look like me, keeping it in check. That really made me think about it when I was there, and I'm like, why did my mama do this? You know, it's doing me a disservice. Here I am, 43, and this is my first mammogram, you know. And with me being adopted, that's even more of a thing, that I don't know my history. You know, I know who my biological mother is, and that the family, but I don't know the medical history, and then I don't know who my biological father is. So it's even more so. So I don't know the reason why she didn't, you know, speak or spoke those fears and all of those different things. I don't know, because I don't know a lot of my own adopted mother's history when I think about it. But I know for me, in mine, and what I'm doing with my daughter is I speak very bluntly. I don't sugarcoat things with her, and I not drill, but I speak a lot about our health. Our mental health is so important to me. It is so important to me. It's like my number one thing, because I've seen the effects of mental health and what it has on not only your health, physical health, your emotional, how it affects your finances, how it affects just life in general. It is so important, and that is something I'm drilling home with my daughter and with my son. But with my daughter especially, as being a woman and being a woman of color, you got to move a little bit differently. And like I say, you have to be your biggest number one advocate in practicing that self-love and that self-care for yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. So you have to be the one to decide, you know, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. And doing what you need to do for your health. And yeah, I need to pay attention. I got this little thing here, and I act like I don't have to pay attention to nothing I'm doing. Going into the quick church to get me some water. Anyway, guys, that is my rant and my preaching for the day. I will definitely be uploading this video ASAP, because I really do feel like somebody needs to see this. see this. This is so important. These are messages that I wish somebody would have told me, which is the name of my book. Things I wish somebody would have told me. Coming soon. I promise I'm going to finish that book. Anyway, I hope that everyone has been doing good in all of this craziness. I have a lot going on. Busy times are coming up, but I'm so excited. There's a lot in the atmosphere. There's a lot in the atmosphere, and I love when seasons change. Fall is my favorite season, so I'm looking forward to that and all of those good things. And what is this gentleman doing? What is he doing? What is my brother doing here? Anyway, alrighty guys, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you are notified when I do upload a new video. And also, did I say subscribe? Lord, let me get off this phone. I do appreciate you guys, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I really do appreciate it. I am thinking that I want to take you guys on this new journey with me and have more candid videos and just kind of my life, and as a 40-something-year-old divorced black woman navigating this world of parenthood, building wealth and businesses and school and dating and body image and journey of mental health and manifestations and spirituality and all of those things, just life. I know that I'm not the only one, but maybe I'm the only one talking about it. But either way, I appreciate you guys so much. Leave me a comment below, or you can email me, or you can follow me on the Instagram at a sticky situation 77. I'm not on the Book of Faces anymore. I can't do Facebook. It gives me so much anxiety. So no, I'm not on Facebook. But nonetheless, yeah, that's about it. That is about it. I'm going to go in here and get me some water. I hope everyone has the best day, night, morning, weekend, whatever, ever. And I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.